Hey folks, Vic here with your weekly trade video, and I got a great question by one of our Coach's Corner members asking how we should feel when we get into a trade. Emotionally, what's the best way to feel? So in this video, I'm going to delve into this because the answer to this is just as important as your trading system. It really truly is. This is all about mindset, and psychology is ultimately what separates winning traders from losing traders. It all comes down to psychology in the end. Okay. Just before I get to his question, if you like this video, you know how gratified I'd be if you would hit the like button, right? Because seriously, we really do appreciate it. And be sure to subscribe to our channel. There's a subscribe button in the lower right corner of the video. Okay, so let's go through the question from this member and my response to it. And I just put them in kind of a bullet form here, what he was asking. You know, what's the most healthy way to think about a trade? What mental approach should you have while you're in a trade? Should you have some inner talk going on, like some mantra or something that you say to yourself? Should you be optimistic? Should you be pessimistic when you put the trade on? How should you start thinking about the trade? How to direct your thinking on this or a series of trades? How should you direct your thinking about all that? Sorry about that. He just had a general uncertainty on how to mentally set himself up, how to mentally identify with the trade, and was learning how he was supposed to think and feel about the trade. So my response to it took me about 30 seconds, and the answer is I have no expectations about the outcome. None. I know that sounds weird maybe to some people, but we're playing an odds game here. I know that over time, based on the way that we trade and what we show our members, I'm going to have more winners than losers, or at least the size of my winners are going to be beyond the size of the losses. So all you can do, all you should do, is put yourself in a position to win based on trades that set up that have a higher probability of one thing happening over another. That's what an edge is. Okay, and when that happens, you take the trade. Do not judge the outcome of any one trade in advance. You're not a fortune teller, okay? Because, for example, if you expect to win and you lose, you're going to feel a little bit bummed out, a little bit terrible, but you're going to feel really good, really elated when you win. You think you've really got this all figured out. Both of those are bad mental states for trading. Really, this is really important here. Listen, who cares about one trade? If you care so much about one trade, that means you don't understand the idea of playing an odds game. Think about, forget the one trade. Think about the next 20, 50, 100 trades. Okay, don't get hung up or emotional, about any one trade, win, lose, or draw. It just doesn't matter. Also, in the chat room, along with this question, we were talking about being, about patience, because like all of these things are psychological in nature. They're all kind of related. And one of the most difficult issues to deal with in trading is patience. Sitting around, there's no trade setting up, you're getting pretty bored, none of the trades that you're looking for anyway. So you start questioning, why you're doing this. What are you doing wasting your time? So you probably give up, you quit, and we all know what happens after that. More and more trades start showing up just like you were looking for, nice profitable ones, and you're not around. Folks, I've been through all of these emotions in the past. Like, I'm not just making this all up. Like everyone else, I've been through it. But I've overcome them by changing my mindset to the way that I've just described, right? So, I can speak from my own experience here as well. And it can be overcome. The fellow who sent this in, his name's Michael. He likes to think in metaphors, which was kind of interesting. But for him, it gives him a visual picture and helps him understand things. So that's fine. So he used a metaphor of a ship sailing to a destination. The ship has a planned destination. There's an expectation of getting there, of course. So he says, well, can we think of the ship as being the trade, or is the crew on board what you would think of as the trade? Not really sure about that, but here was my response to the ship destination stuff being used as a metaphor. You have a destination, which is overall profitability. And the captain, which is you, right? You have all the responsibility. Steer toward that destination by setting a course, which is a trading approach that gives us an edge, right? You're not always on track for that destination when you're sailing because of winds, currents, all that kind of thing. You could think of these as small trading losses. So you need to make corrections, i.e. winning trades and following your plan, by following your plan to get back on track. Okay, you don't abandon the course, to get you to the destination just because you veer off course a bit sometimes. Okay, you don't change trading systems or stop following rules when you have losses. Yet, unfortunately, that's what most novice traders do. Okay, see, despite being off course at times, you still overall maintain the right general direction because you continually make those proper adjustments to get you back on course. And that means keep following your trading plan. There. So that was my take on it. I don't know if that makes sense, but I've never used this kind of a metaphor before for trading. But anyway, that's how I'd look at it. So back to our original question about how you should feel when you take a trade. Again, try not to feel anything in particular. Don't have an expectation one way or another, right? Just make yourself available for a trading opportunity. The outcome of the trade is totally out of your control. You better understand that. Once you're in a trade, you don't have control over it. So just do an impeccable job of following the trading plan, which should obviously be one that gives you a proven edge, and do not deviate from it. And of course, along with taking on the trade, you need to be a great risk manager. That means both account risk and trade management risk. That's really what a trader is a risk manager. Okay? So I hope this little presentation was helpful and gives you some guidelines on approaching your trades from a thought process point of view. Okay? Keep your trading as objective and non-emotional as possible, and think of your edge over large numbers of trades. Alrighty? Good. I hope that helps. Thanks so much for listening, and we really appreciate it. And again, if you could hit that like button if you found this video helpful, that would be greatly appreciated. Have a great weekend, everyone. All the best.